Happy 40th anniversary to one of the greatest and most legendary franchises of all time, The Legend of Zelda. I feel like everybody has a story of when they played some kind of Zelda game. Older ones, newer ones, or something in between, it doesn't matter. Zelda has had such an immense impact over 40 years. I feel like everybody has their own favorite Zelda game, and all of them are honestly great picks, and you can make a case for a lot of different Zelda games as the number one. But to me personally, there are three Zelda games that stand above the rest. These three games are a tier above, in my opinion, that no other Zelda game can come close to the three of them. Those three are The Wind Waker, Ocarina of Time, and Twilight Princess. And today I want to talk about those three games because those three games have made the most impact on me, and I want to tell you guys why. I want to tell you guys what makes these three games so special and a tier above all the other Zelda games. Because they all have their strengths and they all have their weaknesses, and I think all three of them have very distinct strengths and weaknesses that are very unique to their own game. The first one I want to talk about is Twilight Princess. Twilight Princess to me has easily the best dungeons in the entire franchise. Arbiter's Grounds, Snow Peak Ruins are some of the greatest dungeons in the entire franchise, period, point blank. First time I played Snow Peak Ruins, I didn't even know it was a dungeon. I thought we were just going to this big ass mansion to have some soup. I thought it was just a random side quest after I did one of those snowboarding missions, which was fucking raw, by the way. And you just kind of stumble across it, then as soon as you find the first key, I was like, oh shit, this is a dungeon. On top of the dungeon roster, I also think Twilight Princess has the best sword combat in the entire franchise. Link is a straight up swordsman, and he learns so many cool sword techniques throughout this game. Finishing moves, mortal draw, so many different like sword techniques, shield bash. Yes, you can actually attack with a shield in this game. Like, he has sauce. Link is a straight up samurai in this game. This game also just does an amazing job at making everything feel so fucking epic that Link does. When you are fighting a boss and you are actually hitting it and it is actually vulnerable, the music, the fucking boss music changes to that heroic theme that makes you feel like you're so empowered. The na 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 na, you know what I mean? That shit goes so hard. They really make you feel like you are a badass. They really make you feel like you are a hero because Link in this game is strong as fuck. I'm not a huge fan of like super stoic Link. Like, Link in this game, his personality is kind of bland in my opinion. He's very stoic, and like, I know he's always been a, you know, non-talkative, you know, silent protagonist. I get it, but a lot of iterations you can kind of feel him. Like, you can see his facial expressions, you can see what he's feeling, and you kind of know what he's thinking. In this game, it's kind of hard to do that in my opinion. Sometimes he's just kind of there, but I do think that this game makes up for it for making him brawlic as fuck, wrestling with Gorons and shit. Like, he is a absolute unit. Aside from Link, this game also has an amazing cast of characters. Midna, I think, is the greatest Zelda character of all time, not named Link, Ganon, or Zelda. Besides any iteration of Link, Ganon, or Zelda, I think Midna is the greatest character in the entire franchise. Midna is witty and funny, and she has an amazing backstory, and she will call you out on your shit, and she will stand on fucking business when she fucking needs to. She's everything that you want. Like, she's mysterious and mischievous, and also just makes you feel for her. Like, Zelda fucking gave up everything to save her. Like, this game really makes you feel something for Midna. Twilight Princess is an amazing game, and I think this was truly the last S-tier amazing Zelda game that we've gotten, in my opinion. Next, we got Ocarina of Time, and what is there to say about this game that already hasn't been said a billion times? It has to be the most talked about video game in the history of video games. It has to be the most beloved game ever. The highest rated video game on Metacritic ever. This game is the definition of a masterpiece. It is the standard for which we use the term masterpiece. And if you guys know me, you guys will know that I'm not one to get really super deep invested in the lore. I am not somebody that looks beyond the surface at things too often. But this is the game that changed that for me forever. This is the game that I cannot stop watching lore videos about, that I cannot stop talking about, that I can't stop just wanting to learn more about this game. This game has transcended time, transcended pop culture. This game has transcended anything far beyond any other video game has ever done. It is the Zelda game. It is the Zelda story. It is the Zelda timeline. It is the most important video game maybe ever made. This game 100% deserves every bit of glaze you can possibly say. And I think this game has an amazing story. I think that's really what sets it apart, because it is like the tale. It is the Zelda story. When I think of a Zelda story to tell and talk about, it's Ocarina of Time. If I could hope that the Zelda movie adapts one story, I hope it's Ocarina of Time. It's like anything that's great. It's simple to understand on the surface, and then the deeper you look, the fucking iceberg on this game is fucking massive. The quests, the lore, the characters, the items, the dungeons, everything is just handcrafted to perfection. Not that this game is perfect, because it is not my favorite Zelda game. On top of everything, it is not my favorite. But it is amazing, and it is just so deep and contextualized. It is just... there's just nothing else I can possibly say about Ocarina of Time. If you haven't played it, you're doing yourself a disservice by not playing it. The only thing that holds this game back to me is that this game doesn't have what I like to think of sauce. This game is formulaic, and this game is so just beautiful in that way, but it lacks that over-the-top sauce. Link to me in this game is just kind of bland. He's just kind of there as like a plot device. Like the plot kind of moves Link along, and Link is just kind of there. You know what I mean? Kind of like Twilight Princess's Link, but without all the extra stuff, like the Goron wrestling. Like, that's what I'm talking about, the sauce. Link doesn't really do anything like exceptional. You know? Like, yeah, he shoots a bow and he can swim and, you know, he does stuff, but he's not doing any extracurricular things or anything that really makes you feel like he's really special among the rest of the Links. Which is why Wind Waker is my favorite Zelda game of all time, because Toon Link in this game is my favorite iteration of Link ever. Link in this game carries so fucking hard. Wind Waker honestly has mid dungeons. They're very mid. Pretty much all of them I would put in like a C or a B tier if I was to rank all Zelda dungeons ever. All of them in this game, they're not bad, but they're very mid. This game makes up for having a vast, expansive open world and a lot of side dungeons. Basically, every island is kind of like a little mini side dungeon of their own. This game makes up for it, though, by having a lot of side dungeons, and the islands kind of make up for it. You know, if you were to combine all of them, they would all kind of make up and equal maybe a whole dungeon. Out of all like the recurring Zelda themes and recurring Zelda things like dungeons and stuff, Wind Waker might be a little bit lacking. But this game has a fucking overwhelming amount of sauce. Toon Ganon, best Nintendo villain of all time. All Nintendo. Everything to do with Nintendo. I'd take Toon Ganon over all of them. I think Toon Ganon is the greatest Nintendo villain of all time. Yes, all of Nintendo, I'm taking Toon Ganon over everybody. Toon Ganon is evil. He is menacing. He is actually showing up all throughout the story. You hear about him in cutscenes. You hear about his power. You hear about his plans and his strength. And every time you go visit that Forsaken Fortress, he's got a fucking backhand just ready for you. This game is about sailing a huge world and feeling really small. And Ganon does such an amazing job making the player feel so fucking tiny and belittled the entire time. Wind Waker is one of the best coming-of-age stories in all of fiction, in my opinion. Toon Link is just a kid, bro. It's his birthday when this game starts. It's just his birthday. He just woke up by his sister. He's just vibing, and then he gets thrown into the shit. Nobody had any idea he was, you know, destined to be the Triforce. He wasn't destined to be anything. He was just a kid living with his grandma. He didn't even want to save the world. He didn't even want to fight Ganon. He just wanted to save his sister. But then he becomes the hero. He has to endure that burden because he wasn't born with it. He was just given that shit. He had to become that. He had to earn that shit. Like the hero of time. Like he was destined to be that. The game's telling you that from the jump. This game not telling you that. This is like you're just sailing around with some pirates, and then halfway through the game, Tetra becomes Zelda, you become the hero, and he's just like, oh shit. The story of Toon Link, absolutely goated. But it's the gameplay aspects that make him even better. Toon Link is the best silent protagonist of all time, because his face will tell you everything. His eyes guide you. He doesn't have a companion character like the others. There is no Midna, there is no Navi. He guides you himself. When you play as him, he will guide you with his eyes. And to me, that is insanely goated. Like, he doesn't need shit. And that's why, to me, Wind Waker is the GOAT, Toon Link the GOAT, and Toon Ganon is the GOAT. Fucking yer! Yo, what's up everybody, it's Breetop here. Thank you guys so much for watching that video. If you guys enjoyed it, make sure you guys like it, subscribe to the channel, and please follow me on Twitch at Reset Plays Everything if you guys want to see me live. Thank you guys again so much for supporting the channel and watching. Hope you guys have a great rest of your day, man. Peace.
That's a hot take, this the one chip challenge. A days during Ramadan, but that's all you could chew. What's the point of a big mouth and run and all it could do? When the sun rises, unadvised, I say all you can move. When the sun down, unbound, I make all you my food. My rise through a Lola was lies through your molars. Just look in the moon, I left my mark like I'm Stephen, like this night from the tomb.